We're back. We're fucking back, brother.
For the first time in years.
I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about this actually an uncomfortable amount, and I wanna call my shot early because I want it to be the prodigious son returns.
That's it. That's what you've been thinking about.
Yeah, it's been about the last month of my life.
Who's the prodigious son? Is it me or you?
I'm gonna say you. I feel like I've been here. I haven't gone anywhere.
I don't know. I just talked to Alex and he said I haven't seen Ian in months. So
I know. I'm such a fake fucking fan of this game. I feel bad because like I like the community and I like the game, but keeping up with Digimon is a project within itself. I feel like it's hard for me to play like one game of Digimon. I feel like I'm playing a ton of Digimon or I'm playing no Digimon.
I'm gonna say something right now
Sure.
because you know that I'm not a fan of single player games,
Yeah.
and you are a big fan of single player games.
I love me some JRPGs.
Single player games do not take a lot of work to keep up. If you leave and come back 10 months later, the game is still there waiting for you.
Sure.
If you leave any multiplayer game and come back 10 months later, it's a whole new landscape.
You're a new player, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've expressed this, especially with Julian, many times, but I am so anti patches for that reason because I want to be able to put something down and pick it up, and it's the same fucking thing I left behind.
Well, even then, the meta changes in fighting games, even without a patch.
It can, but so much more is held on to. Your mechanical skill can degrade, but the game's mechanics, as they were and as they are, still are there. And so there's usually, I'd say, a lot more carryover. If I was to compare the two of like Street Fighter 6 versus Digimon card game, not playing and not paying in Street Fighter 6 for 10 months is a lot less damaging than not playing and not paying in Digimon.
Yeah.
There's an upkeep. That's all it is.
And it's rough too because, don't get me wrong, I like this about non-rotation games. I like that all of a sudden a card from 2 years ago that I bought is suddenly valuable.
Are you talking Emperor or are you talking what are you going for?
Promo Lobomon.
Promo Lobo,
Let's
that's
talk
true.
about him.
Yeah.
Suddenly he's useful.
He was so bad. I even remember like when we first got that card, we said, what a fucking useless card. Why does Agunimon get to do it on swing?
Yeah.
That's broken. You Digivolve in the back and then you do it on swing?
So Agunimon pays one more. But yeah, even now I think, man, Digivolving on swing, so much better than when Digivolving.
Yeah.
I still think that. But Promo Lobomon had a place in Bond of Friendship. Not a good place. I disagree with that build.
Sure.
But it had a place. But now all of a sudden it has like a very, very real place because we got a much better Ancient Garurumon. We got one printed for the first time in what, 2 years?
Yeah, it's the second one ever, right?
Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess I can't complain because we just got the very first Parrotmon.
That's crazy. Is that a promo?
No, it's a regular card.
It's a regular card. Is it any good?
No.
Okay, there you go.
Very bad.
Yeah, I remember complaining about that when I was a lot more active, just because that's our guy. I actually had a guy stop by my my condo to he was checking my smoke alarms. The condo building just
And
paid
he
for him
asked
to
you
come.
about Digimon?
Well, no, yeah, he said I saw that artwork in your front hallway. I love Digimon, but I loved the movie. I didn't actually watch the show that much.
Tell me you hit him with the, you play Digimon too?
No, this is actually genuinely shocking because I literally talked to him and he's like, what did that parrot ever turn into? And I was like, I got bad news for you, buddy. He mentioned to me that one of his friends plays the Digimon card game. And I was like, I should really ask him who it is because I probably know the guy.
Yeah.
But like, the security guard was there, and he didn't play Digimon. This isn't one of the cool security guards. I gotta let this guy do his job. He's gonna leave my home, and I'll never see him again.
Nah, you're lame.
Like shift in the night.
I can't believe you do
Leviamon's
that.
in the night.
Okay, so yesterday I got a text message from a number I did not recognize.
Sure.
And it said, "Are you coming next week?" And I just said, "Sorry?" Question mark.
I'm coming right now.
And I received a picture of this young woman, not that young, but like, I don't know, probably like 20s or 30s. She was of Asian heritage, so I could not tell you what her age was. But she was in a golf uniform, like on the greens.
Sure.
And she's like, "I'm in Chicago." And I said, "You play Digimon?" And she said, "No." And I said, "So you have the wrong number then." Digimon is the first and the last thing I bring up with everybody I talk to.
Yeah.
Somebody comes in to fix my vents, I'll be like, "You play Digimon?" No, get the hell out. I'll fix my own vents.
Was this a scam? Were you getting like
I don't know.
but you didn't follow up the conversation?
She didn't play Digimon.
I would have called her. I would have called her and see if she wanted to learn.
No, I remember years ago. I guess it would have been post-COVID, yeah, because I started playing Digimon after COVID.
Yeah.
I got an Instagram.
I think that there's only one way that we would have been infected with the mind virus that is Digimon, and that's COVID.
I got a DM from a girl who said, "I accidentally followed you, but you're really cute." And then she said, "Do you want me to send you naked pictures?" And I was like, "No, but will you send me Digimon cards?"
You're such a weird guy.
And she was like, "How much do they cost?" And I was like, "I'm getting a sugar mom." I was like, "This is like 1.0, 1.5.
Yeah.
Prices had just dropped." I was like, "It's like 150 Canadian for a box." And she said, "I don't think I can do that." I said, "I don't think I want to talk to you."
What an interesting life you lead.
Anytime somebody messages me that I don't know, obviously, I don't just like shun my friends if they don't buy me Digimon.
Yeah.
But if a stranger messages me, whether it be a scam or not, I'm going to ask if they'll give me Digimon products.
Let me get you to put a stake in the ground right now. Are you advocating that if I in an unmarked white van start going around with Digimon cards, I'll be able to pick up as many kids as I want?
You'll be able to pick up me.
Just one guy.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Anyone who has a white van and spare income for Digimon packs.
Anybody who's trying to scam me, just skip the naked girl routine. Go straight to Digimon.
Yeah.
That's how you'll get me.
We should front load this because we tend to back end it lately.
Welcome to the Errata Sonata.
That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. My name is Ian.
And I'm Noah, and we are your hosts.
Yes,
Today,
our frequent flyers.
Yes, we've been away for a while, but we're back for a very brief period of time before I disappear into the night again.
It's okay. I've been cooking a lot of things since I last saw you. I was gonna say I'm full on in the fighting game mindset. I am a professional Project M player. I am picking Street Fighter up again. I'm playing the worst named game in the world, 2XKO. It's so fucking bad that they did that. But yeah, I've been full in on fighting games since I last saw you.
I'm getting a phone call. I don't know the number. 1 second.
Do you think it's a naked lady?
Hello? Noah speaking.
I asked them if they have Digimon cards.
And we're back. It was not a naked lady.
I'm gonna keep that, yeah.
It was well, okay, because I use my phone for work now.
You have to answer every call. Yeah, I have
So
that too.
annoying.
I mean, I've always answered every call. I'm a big believer in like, if somebody calls me, they'll get a lot more my attention than if they text me.
Also, it did not occur to me until after the fact that like potentially this could be somebody messaging me for work, and I was like, "You play Digimon?" But I just thought it was very unlikely that someone for work was sending me a picture of a girl in a golf uniform, saying she was in Chicago.
I've started hitting scammers because you know how at the start of like every scam call or most scam calls you hear like the water droplet sound. You know what I'm referring to?
No.
Oh, I think what it is the phone lines are calling everybody from like scamming places, and then once somebody picks up, you hear a noise that goes ba-dum, and it reconnects you to one of the actual scammers on the other end. So it's like if you pick up the phone and you hear that noise, you know you're getting scammed.
I am under the impression, this might be way off, but I was always under the impression that they're like voice activated. So if you don't say anything, if you pick up the phone and you just sit there silently, nothing happens. Nobody says anything. It doesn't connect you to an agent or anything.
They might be. I think that's a little bit more finicky. The sound, the water droplet sound has been my go-to. And I was going to say, I've just started hitting everyone with, I pick up the phone and I say, "What's my name?" And if they don't have an answer, I just hang up. That's my straight go-to.
Say my name, Daddy.
Papa, please.
No, that was just spam about Visa being overcharged.
Oh shit, dude! You better.
I'm always slightly scared that I'm like,
That's real.
Yeah, there's like, I bought a Digimon card on eBay.
I mean,
They sold my credit card.
I got hit recently with the we've canceled your SIN number, and I'm like, no, you didn't. Like even I could do anything. You won't cancel my SIN number.
Even if they do cancel your SIN number, your SIN, not your SIN number.
Yeah.
Even if they do cancel it, it literally doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
It's still tied to you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's such a weird scam. Like, it's a scam that I do recognize that like people older than me care more about their SIN numbers. I don't carry around my SIN card with me. Do you?
No.
Yeah, I very, very rare do people.
If you carried it around and it got stolen and you said, "Oh no, my identity. Let me cancel it." You'll cancel it and the government will be like, "Just so you know, this is still live." Like if somebody uses a SIN
Yeah,
to get a job, we'll still think it's you even though you've canceled it.
that's interesting.
So if you get a new one, you now have to keep track of 2 instead of just 1. So if it gets stolen, don't bother. Just keep it.
That's actually really interesting.
It's such a bad system.
I mean, the idea of us having an identifying number is not strictly bad. I think having a string of numbers is better than just having your name.
I agree. I think, I don't know. I have mixed thoughts on it, but I kind of like how Korea handles it,
What?
where it's like
North or south?
South. I don't know what North is
Unfortunate.
doing. Where they use your identification number, whatever they call it there, for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Um,
So everyone knows it in that case. Like your boss knows it, but in our case, your boss knows
I
it
believe
already.
it's tied to like gaming things. 'Cause
Gaming?
You're only allowed to game for a certain amount of time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I several countries have implemented that like you can't play more than X number of hours a week if you're underage, especially.
And I think in New York they were talking about doing something to limit people's exposure to TikTok, or some other social media. I don't know, but basically it would be the equivalent of that, where you need to use your social insurance number, or what is it there, social security number.
Yeah, SSN.
And it's like I don't love it, but I also don't hate it. I'm so mixed on it.
I don't want like listen. I am in no way a guy who's gonna get up in arms about like personal liberties and
My
privacy.
freedoms.
Yeah, but I also don't love the idea of the government being able to step in and be like, Ian, you're too much of a gamer.
Yeah, no.
Legally, you have to stop.
No, I feel the same way. That's about where I stand. Where it's like I think it could do a lot of good.
Guns, God, and anime. My three rights.
I think it could do a lot of good. I think it could do a lot of bad. So it's. I feel like that way. Feel that is the case with a lot of systems, where the highest high can be so beneficial for the general population, and the lowest low can be so detrimental.
You're talking about breeding, right?
I'm talking about everything. Every single thing. If you can think of it, the best case scenario, very good. The worst case scenario, you probably murdered someone with it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's just hard. If any system that has to apply to millions of people is always going to have that kind of divide, or it's going to be ineffectual, which I think is actually the much more common thing for most of systems that we interact with.
Okay, we have a lot to talk about.
Sure. Do you want to go chronologically? Week one.
I don't remember that thing. I don't remember things that way.
Okay.
We can go digilogically.
Digilogically.
Do it by set numbers.
I was actually going to say, you probably do remember. But here, I'll say I have, since we last seen each other, gone through 2 trips. And on those trips, I have a lot of stories. And then I'm going through a major event in 2 days.
You're breaking up.
Yeah, I'm breaking up with Julia. She's hearing about it live right now. Except she's not, because we kick her out of the recording studio whenever we talk.
It's a top secret. Nobody talk to Julia, who listens to this podcast.
I've got my trio, and you've got BT17, you got EX6, and you got 2.0 on the horizon.
Well, now you've confused me.
Why?
2.0 doesn't come out till November.
That's coming out. It's still it's in the future.
Yeah, but you said BT17 and EX6.
Oh, there's
on the
another
horizon.
EX. There's an EX7 in there.
Yeah, BT17 and EX6. Those are in the. What's the opposite of the horizon?
The past.
No,
The sunset.
you can't call it the
The
past.
ground.
If I say walk towards the horizon and then do a 180 and walk towards the
No,
past.
but I was using horizon to refer to future time, so I
Okay.
can use past to refer to past time.
That's fair.
Yeah. Also, if
But I
I say
wanted to
horizon or the ground at my feet, that is also an opposite. They were both valid.
I just wanted to know what the opposite of horizon it was.
It is also the horizon. It's just the horizon in the other direction. Horizon.
That's fair.
I think horizon just means like the point, like if you're looking at like a curved surface when it like crosses over where you can't see it.
That's fair. I guess in the sense that I was thinking about where the sun is meeting the curvature of the earth.
Yeah, the tangent lines.
Yeah.
That's a big part of melee.
So I'm like, what's on the other side? The ice wall?
The ice wall. Yeah.
I'm walking towards the ice wall.
Yeah.
Lose to memory.
Okay. Do you want to talk Digi or life? Where are we at?
let's talk about Digimon, I guess.
It's like Digimon. How's it been? I've not been playing since, let's say, halfway through BT16.
Oh,
I
we just
paused.
played some test games and you flipped over into Zulongmon, so it's been a while.
I mean, I still like the Zulongmon in BT16.
I do too, and I think it's actually relevant because Leviamon was gaining ground because Numamon took out Sword Defeat and Zulongmon,
Yeah.
which were both on deletion, delete the Leviamon more or less.
Yeah.
And they swapped over to Valkyremon, which is just Leviamon food, right? It's just gain 4 memory. So I definitely think there's still a space for them. It's just because the vast majority say, no, I'm going to move away from Leviamon. I'm going to go towards Numamon or Imperial. I think Azulong and what was the other one we talked about? Zard Defeat lose a lot of value. Azulong especially, it's just a auto loss against Imperial.
Yeah.
Like if you blast into it and give them back the Paildramon and they partition out the 2 sources, guess what? They're gonna do it again. It's 2 free memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't really seen Imperial doing stuff. Have you played against it at all?
No, even when I was playing, it wasn't really active in our scene much, so I didn't ever really get any experience fighting it.
I played in one tournament during the BT16 format. And I faced, of the 9 rounds, it was 4 Imperial.
Okay.
I thought it was gonna be 5. It was a lot of Imperial.
So it's really popular right now. It's popular and good, or it's just popular?
I think it's both, but it did not. I don't think it put up that many results, but I think it's popular and good.
Yeah.
Shockingly, based on what I've seen, I guess if we're still talking about BT16, I'll wait. But Numamon, you haven't missed much. It's still top dog.
I was
Still
gonna
top
say
of food
it feels like a kind of an evergreen as long as they don't hit it.
Yeah, it's tough because I know a lot of people hate it. I know a lot of people think Ukomon's the issue. I feel like when I leave having faced Numamon feels like a boss fight that you keep having to bash your head into over and over, but you're not angry. For me, you're just excited to figure out how to finally tech and beat it.
Okay.
And that's how I feel about Numamon. It's very good, don't get me wrong. But I think my biggest issue with Numamon right now is probably Edamon into Valkyremon.
Yeah.
That bothers me the most. Other than that, I just think it's a cool deck and it's interesting. And this is someone that does not. This is coming from somebody that does not play Numamon and
Yeah.
has played against it a decent amount. And I get the hatred for it, but I mean that's always around every single format. Like people hate the top deck.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's something to be said about when it dummies in full aggro and wins, that does feel bad because I think aggro topping can feel a little no thought depending on like the matchup and the meta at the time. But if there's other decks performing, it's not like it's tier 0 crushing, right?
And Bandai has been non-stop printing options to deal with low-cost Digimon since BT5. Since Rookie Rush was relevant, they've been printing stuff to deal with it.
Yeah.
So if your issue is Ukomons, guess what? There's something to deal with it. Also, blockers are the most relevant they've ever been.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's crazy how relevant blockers are.
Can you explain why? Because I wouldn't have guessed that.
They've just been making them better. It's
Okay.
no longer on level 4 that says lose 2 memory when attacking.
Sure.
Like, you've got blockers on 6s,
Inherits.
7s, 5s, 4s, inherits, 3s. Like, it's all over the place. And it feels like for so long we didn't bother with blocking to the point where suddenly it's annoying. It's annoying to deal with blockers.
I mean, what I would say is for a good period of time, there were decks that had a good blocker, and then the rest of the decks that just didn't interact with block. So Machine Dramon, Wargreymon X.
Oh, you mean
They had, like, those are older decks that had good relevant blocking effects.
Wargreymon have blocker?
Wargreymon X, Black Wargreymon X.
Also did not have blocker.
It had redirect into
Yeah,
itself,
okay, redirect,
and it
yeah.
had inherit blocker.
No, it didn't have inherit.
Yes, off the Black Red Greymon.
No.
Yeah, Black Red Greymon, or is it Black Greymon?
Oh, the
Black
Greymon, you're right.
Black Greymon,
If
if
you
you had a
have a
red on
yeah,
field,
okay,
then
okay.
you got blocker.
Yeah,
So
I
he had a
remember.
potentially a gigantic double blocker. And then also didn't Tai eventually give them
BT12.
blocker?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, Greymon has had, I mean, let's be real, good black decks have had blocker as a keyword for a while.
Yeah. But it just feels like so much of those were like when they were using blocker, they weren't relevant. Like Black War Greymon X, I felt was only relevant because of the redirect.
Yeah.
When that Greymon was relevant, or when that Greymon was around, the deck wasn't that good. Same thing with Tai. Like
Yeah, same thing with the analog man. Like you didn't really want to block, you want to analog man redirect.
Well, and that's the thing is like redirects are much better than blocking. Always.
So much. I cannot believe that they made a distinction between the two.
So analog man still relevant. Tyrant, I think. Black War Greymon X.
Tyrant's relevant, eh?
I think its redirect is relevant. I don't know about the deck.
Okay.
I mean, the deck is scary. The deck is scary for sure, but
Really? Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. You're talking about Tyrant Kabuterimon. That makes more sense.
Who did you think I was talking about?
Well, I'll be honest. I was thinking about Rust Tyrannomon.
Okay. No, Rust Tyrannomon does nothing. Although, did you hear?
What?
Last night we just got, boom, picture
Of Tyranno?
of Digimon cards, and Tyrannomon got a new Mega.
I have said this for so long. Tyrannomon is the deck that has gotten the most consistent support without ever being good.
And when I say new, I mean like a new Digimon was made for Tyrannomon.
Oh, he's a new member of the line.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool, actually. So is it for the Liberator comic?
Yes, yeah.
Are you still reading that?
Yeah, I just caught up.
I need to go back and read it.
I felt like I hadn't been reading it for so long because I read like the first couple chapters.
Yeah.
And somehow I caught up in literally less than an hour.
There's not that much of it.
There was not that much. I thought there was more.
No. I mean, I've expressed this before. I hate vertical scroll.
I like it.
Yeah. I have come to terms with the fact that in my head, I think I thought that purist. I either want to be reading it in a manga, direct page flip. The act of page flipping is a meaningful mechanic, or I'll read it like on an iPad so I can see the full screen of the page. That way, it's like it's mimicking a manga page. There's like some deficiencies, but it's a good substitute. And then I went to Japan, and while I was there, one of the things I noticed was anytime I saw somebody reading manga on the train, they were reading it on their phone. And unlike how I instinctively think, they were zooming and they were they were using the technology as their primary method of interacting with the manga. And in my heart, I was like, this is sinful and wrong. But I'm like, well, first of all, it's just like a high schooler reading a manga. It's not the end of the world. But also, it's just like, it's weird to get out of your own head and be like, yeah, that's just how people are engaging with whatever story medium they're interacting with. And vertical scroll is a part of it. Still don't love it.
I like vertical scroll. I think my biggest issue would be like loading a new page every time you want to turn the page for like an online comic or a manga.
Usually they're pretty instant.
Yeah. I guess it depends on
the service and what you're doing.
But they just introduced this new Mega for Tyrannomon named Dinomon.
Dinomon.
Can you believe we did not have a Dinomon yet?
I thought that was Dino Rexmon.
We have a Dino Rexmon. We have a Dino Tigermon. We've got a Dino Humon.
Okay.
This is the Dinomon.
Dinomon.
And it's just Godzilla. Just
it's actually it's just like okay.
And we obviously got new support for that line. We also saw more nature spirit support. And I don't know if this is a new Digimon. Bolt Bautamon. He seems like he existed.
We have Boltmon and we have Boutmon. I don't know we had Bolt Bautamon.
Bolt Bautamon is a DNA between Piedmon and I don't know. Oh, Piedmon and Myotismon.
Oh, I know what this is. This is from the Digimon Survive game.
Oh, so he's from Survive.
I actually think it is. Hold on. Let me check.
Okay.
Digi News. We're going to find out right now.
He's cool. He looks like a pirate.
Yeah. This is from...
Okay, so he's not new then.
Yeah. Yes. I do know this guy because he's in Survive. He's actually... Spoilers for Survive.
Oh, no. I haven't played it.
He's what Dracmon turns into if you follow the evil route and you let their version of Matt turn to the dark side.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually really fun.
And then we got more new Digimon. Scattimon.
Scatmon?
Skibbity?
Poopmon? Skibbitymon?
So we got Scattimon and Polar Bearmon.
Polar Bearmon.
Yeah.
That's so bad. That's like not even funny bad. That's just like...
They were not trying with the names.
I mean, Bolt Bautamon. That's at least unique.
Yeah, but Dinomon is not.
Dinomon is nothing.
And Bull Bettamon's not one of the new Digimon for Liberators. These ones are all new for
It's
Liberators.
hard for me to hear Dinomon and not think of what was it? Dinosaur King? Dino King?
Yeah, Dino King.
Dino King. It makes me think of that like character design.
I love Dino King.
Yeah, I think you told me this. Was that one of your Saturday morning cartoons that you watched?
Yeah, it was also a big disappointment to find out the game was just rock, paper, scissors.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's awful.
It was very upsetting. I waited so long to get this on the DS. I was so excited for it.
And it was just like a waste of time.
It was just rock, paper, scissors. Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
But dinosaurs, those are cool.
Yeah, you do love dinosaurs. That's why I knew you liked it, because you like dinosaurs.
No, the new stuff, the new Scattymon and Polar Bearmon also come with a new Liberator Tamer that is getting people feeling some kind of way.
Should I see the card and then make my own judgment call?
Sure.
Okay, what's the name of the card?
Suzune. I don't remember her last name. Digimon. That's her.
This is her? EX8. Oh, sorry, I can just read on the side. Start of main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. All turns when your Digimon are played or Digivolve, if any of them have the Ice Snow trait, by suspending this tamer, trash any 1 Digivolution card from your opponent's Digimon. That does not sound good at all.
I think it's very cute that you thought it was the text that was making people feel away, and not just the card art of the lady, of the new Digimon girl that has people going crazy.
Why? I don't understand it.
Dude, I don't understand it either. But
wait, what? They're just down bad? Is that what it is?
Just down bad. But hear me out. If she gets an altar, I'm definitely getting 4 of them because it's a blue Digimon tamer.
That's so funny.
And now I'm just gonna be lumped in with everyone
You're gonna
else.
get the titty tax?
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe it's because she's like supposed to be a mom and not 12 years old.
Ara? Yeah. I mean, she definitely puts out that energy, but like she doesn't seem like anything. Like,
here's the thing.
Venusmon is so much more lewd than this character, so I don't know why people would freak out about this character.
But she's a human. So it's...
Yeah, Venusmon is functionally human. I get so fucking mad about this. It's just a human woman.
She is my ice queen. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm more interested in the Ice Snow. So Ice Snow is still getting support?
Yeah, so that was Polar Bearmon and Scattymon.
That's cool, because I still like that mechanic.
I love it. They're both blue-yellow, too, which is also very cool.
Oh, so they're really merging colors, because blue-green has Nature Spirits that's still getting support. And then blue-yellow, right now we're experiencing it with Ancient Garurumon, and it's going to keep coming out once we get here.
Nature Spirits, I feel like, is a lot of colors, though.
Oh, is it now? I thought it was just blue-green.
Well, originally their level 7 was, I want to say, blue, yellow, black.
What's the card?
Quetzalcoatlmon? No. He's a Mexican god or something.
That is Quetzalcoatl, then.
But not him. It's a different one. I guess
there's only one Mexican god.
He's a little blue guy. Who's Jesus?
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
There's a little blue guy, and he's like a level 7. He plays out a bunch of Digimon, and that's what Bolt Bautamon does too. I guess
so they're like swarm decks.
Yeah, that's what seems to be the Nature Spirit thing.
Is Swarmed like coming back into fashion?
We just talked about Numamon.
I guess we did.
I mean,
but this is like EX8. Like this is far in the future. I thought that by then Numamon would have fallen off. Are you serious? Numamon's gonna stick around that long?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Numamon is very good. I think Imperial's trying to do something in Japan. I think it will do something here, but it's just they're pretty really
Imperial
good
Japan
cards
does have a good history.
Yeah. I think Japan or Asia has actually been steering Numamon towards a more control focused kind of playstyle.
I mean, I actually love that because one of the best feelings in the world was being like mass DP minus on like a Magnamon X.
Yeah.
That is a great feeling.
Yeah. No, I've always thought that the deck really lends itself to a toolbox nature, so you can aggro, but if you don't aggro, you can really fall back on the control aspect of the deck. And I think personally that's always been the better way to play it. There's certain decks that I don't think are good to play that way against, like Mirage. Don't play control against Mirage with Numamon. I feel really bad saying this. This isn't calling anyone out in particular, but in the finals that I played in recently for the Ultimate Cup, I ended both games with 10 security total. So we played 2 games. I did not get a single security checked. Maybe my memory is wrong. I do have it recorded, but maybe he checked 1 security. But to my memory, no security checked. I had all the time in the world to do whatever I wanted. which
Yeah.
feels wrong against Numamon.
It does feel very wrong.
Because, and this was the same thing with Anubis. If you Anubis combo off and you put 6 things on board, but you give me back my turn, I'm gonna break that board down with Mirage, and that's what I do with Numamon too. So just I feel like with Numamon against Mirage at least, just swing your stuff, let them die in security, drop cards from your hand, because you especially if you're leaving those Ukumons on field and you're getting a card off BT16 Ukumon and you're drawing off the black Sunomon, like. At one point, he started his turn with 8 cards and he went up to 12
Yeah.
when he passed turn to me. Like, well, that's a 1-cost Mirage right there. That feels pretty good. Yeah, I guess that is something to talk about. Is the Ultimate Cup that happened recently?
Yeah, that's the big one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, so do you wanna lead into it? Because it's your story, really.
I don't want to.
All right. I'm sitting here with the champ, the beast gamer.
You know what? I don't even want to say that it's cool that I took it with Mirage when
You should
Mirage
say
was falling off.
it for the sake of the audience. Noah took the Ultimate Cup.
Yeah,
That's it. That's all you have to say.
Mirage is picking up.
Okay.
Because of how much I didn't play for all of BT16 in a big tournament. I played one total tournament, and it was that one. Mirage is pretty good in BT16.
Yeah.
Can't be redirected, so Magnamon. I faced a yellow vaccine player who did not get to. Now this might be on them, but they did not get to a Magnamon X. They didn't even have to worry about not redirecting. But they kept raising up their Rapid Mons, their level 4 Rapid Mons. It's like these are just gonna get bounced.
These are just gonna completely get washed.
Yeah, don't do that. There's a lot of Imperial Dramon, which felt really bad when I would lose to Full Moon Meteor Impact and Security.
Yeah.
Because it would bounce their Pile Dramon. They're like, cool, I'm going to do it again and do 2 more checks for free. Like, they're the one time I don't want it in Security. What else did I face? Numamon, which is still like very 50-50. It really depends on the player. So often, there's a player at my locals, and I feel I will feel like I'm in control. I will feel so far ahead, and then all it takes is like a Venus into a Rune mode turn, and suddenly I'm screwed.
Yeah.
If they have enough sources to not get bounced by Zudomon. But in Tyrant, I mean, I didn't face any Tyrant, but again, it's kind of something you don't have to worry about because you can't be redirected. I'm scared of Tyrant moving into the future.
Oh, really?
I mean, we've talked about it before. I'm scared of anything that can't be affected by effect.
I mean, I don't love it, but I guess I kind of figured that the game is going to be changing, and I'm kind of just trying to be at peace with that.
We've talked about black hybrids a few times.
You've mentioned that you were playing it a bit.
Yep. And we brought it up back before BT16. But something is coming.
Okay.
Something devious.
The BBC. What's happening here?
You've known for a while that people were playing Mother in the black hybrid deck.
Oh, it really is a BBC, yeah.
But we're getting a new card in EX7, so I guess next month, that at the end of your turn gives one of your Digimon blocker and piercing.
One of your Digimon blocker and piercing.
Yep.
Okay. But like, is it a one-time effect? Is it like
at the end of your turn? Every turn.
End of every turn,
Yep.
give something blocker and piercing.
And that is Shoto, the main character from Liberators.
Okay.
So you play that. I think he's a 3 cost, might be 4 cost. Play that, you play Mother. Turn 2, you've got a 15k blocker that can't be affected by effects.
Yes. That's okay. That's a lot. So, what do we want to run that in? Are we going to bring back my boys, my Dark Masters? Are we going to bring, because we got to run something in a deck that can facilitate Mother? Or are you just going to run an actual Mother package?
Black hybrids, I think.
Black hybrids explicitly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could run some. You could put that package in anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it means that you don't have access to your eggs, but like even think about Numamon. Numamon uses its eggs to facilitate some rush and some card draw, but other than that, its eggs aren't they're not super important to the main strategy.
No.
Well, maybe that's the wrong thing, but they're not archetypal. They can run whatever they want in their egg slot.
Yes. I was running purple for most of my time.
Yep. And everyone swapped over to black. They think it's superior.
Sure.
But really think about even way back in BT7 when we were running hybrid decks and purple was running yellow babies and yellow was running purple babies
There's a little bit of a shared design
and
space.
green was running red babies.
Yeah.
And we just kind of, that was kind of the start of, if we digivolve off tamers, we can implement whatever we want in the breeding.
Mostly for option cards at the time was
Yep.
the main reason.
So we've just received the resurgence of hybrid cards. So Mother Shoto, kind of scary because any deck can kind of slot that in and just have. Because what are you going to do about it? You can't kill it. You don't have the option of Monzai X DP until the end of your opponent's turn, like you can do with Tyrant or Magnamon.
You more or less have to just go like, you need a big enough body that can swing over it, or you need enough bodies that you can just lose one hit for every turn of aggression that you have.
Well, I mean, they can have more than one mother on field.
That's true.
There's 4 mothers and there's 4 Shotos.
Yeah. I guess what feels bad about that initially is that like the core deck needs to be strong enough that it's worth giving up a baby slot.
Yep.
Because if you don't have a Shoto in your opening hand, that mother is it can hatch, but it doesn't do anything.
Well, that's why I think if you mix it with black hybrids, you can still give it blocker. But I feel bad regardless giving up an egg slot for mother. I mean, you did it with Omnizoo, right?
Yeah, I did with Omnizoo.
I haven't done it yet, and I feel weird about it. I just don't like the idea of not having the option to digivolve in the back.
I'll say, if anything, it was a little freeing because I think that like how I felt today, where I opened a Nume hand and I did not see a rookie for 10 draws, that I felt worse there than if I had been playing Omni Turbo and had either an ace level 6 or a level 5 that I could just drop on field.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I will say, part of the reason I love Mirage so much is because suddenly I don't have to go up the line. I can Zudo into Mirage. That's why I love blue hybrids. That's why I like non-conventional decks, because I don't like being forced to go up the line. I don't like being forced to have the level 3 do anything with your turn.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a big reason why I love the idea of Miotis in more or less all of his forms. But the practice of Miotis has never quite cooked.
We did just get Myotis 1X.
Yeah, what's his deal again?
I don't know. Dude,
I think he's actively very bad. I
What?
want to say
No.
I want to say I remember that.
he can't be that bad.
Okay, without seeing it, I'm gonna say he's gonna like kill a level 3 or some shit like that and give
He
retaliation.
probably plays out a Myotismon if you have or a Yukio if you've got a Myotismon.
Let's find out. Let's find out. Delete one level 4 lower Digimon on deletion. Play one level 6 with Miotis' name from your trash without paying the cost if you have Miotismon in sources.
That's not bad.
That's not
pretty
awful.
good.
That's not awful. Yeah, I'll give it that.
Does he digivolve for 3 or 4?
3.
3. That's a good card right there.
I'm not gonna say good.
That is a good card. How are you
He's
not
fine.
going to say good?
He's fine.
On play and when digivolving, delete a level 4 or lower.
Yeah.
And on deletion, play out a level 6. That's not good?
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just that like Miotismon / X antibody is just like an awkward thing. Because like I mean I feel this a little bit with Monze X. Just the moment I am saying, okay, how many Miotismon do I have to run in order to facilitate that? Because that's really what I'm playing it for. I'm playing it for the on deletion effect. I also don't love the fact that Miotismon right now is built around the Blast Miotis, because the Blast Miotis is fine.
You just don't like paying overflow.
I hate paying overflow, but I also hate that it's a 5 to play.
He is the odd one out.
He's the odd one out. I would love to have. It's not even 1,000 DP less, because remember we talked about this. The original line had 8K and was 4 to play.
Yep.
It's just he just.
But
feels
they didn't
bad.
have active abilities.
I know, but I kind of don't care.
But it is weird. Like, I just realized, because for a while I felt like all the level 6 aces were the same play cost. They all overflowed the same. All the level 5 were the same play cost. They overflowed the same. But Myotismon shook that up. And now with the level 7s, Imperial Dramon Paladin mode ace costs 9, but Crimson mode costs 8, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And same thing with Changraymon burst mode.
It isn't a consistent thing, and I'm okay with them having like a number that is used to differentiate power levels. I will be earnest. I think just like Zudomon is better than Myotis. Like I'd be more willing to pay
Obviously.
5 for Zudomon than I would be willing to pay.
Same thing with Magna Angemon and
Yeah.
Angemon.
Angelomon's good.
Yeah, I'm saying they're all better.
Oh,
than
you're saying they're all
Myotis.
good? Yeah, they're all way better. Yeah.
I mean, if Wergurumon was on the level of Magna or Angemon, I'd be playing 8 aces in my Mirage deck. I would
That's the
say
thing is like like that's really what it comes down to. I like aces, dude. I was playing Omni Turbo. I actually love the blasting up. I just think Myotis is a bad example of one.
I agree. Myotismon X though, that's a good card.
Myotismon X is good. Unfortunately, there are not enough good Myotis cards. I'll tell you what I really fucking need. Give me a level 4 that has a text. This card is treated as if its name is Myotis.
That'd be crazy.
It'd be helpful.
Yeah.
It's kind of what we need. Like we need something to to boost our consistency with this deck. And then also it would count in trash for counting Myotis names. It would count for Myotismon X.
If Myotismon Ace was 4 play cost, would that fix all your problems?
If Myotismon Ace was 4 play cost, no, it wouldn't fix all my problems, but it would benefit the card as a whole.
Yeah.
1 play cost can be a pretty big difference.
What they need to do is just give them the treatment that they've given so many other cards, where it says if Pulsemon is in its text, if Gamamon is in its text,
Yeah.
if it's somewhere on the card, you get it.
That would be great. I mean, I fundamentally think that the Myotismon package I'm pretty sure every single one of its forms and iterations, other than I guess like the vanilla ones, has always been like an interesting line of cards. But they've just never coalesced into a full deck.
I agree. I feel that way about a lot of the cards from the kind of early days of the
We're all
game.
the way back to Rust Tyrannomon, eh?
Yeah, we've come full circle. Let's come full circle with this podcast.
Oh, you're done with me. You want to like?
Yeah, I
Call
want
it
to close
quits?
it out. Close out the chapter of Ian.
Okay. There's no chapter of Ian happened, by the way. I started this by saying I've got multiple trips. I've got
That's a
something
perfect
big coming. Okay.
In my book, that's a perfect book.
So you view it as like every story should hint at something in the future that then the project gets canceled before we actually release content for it.
Yeah, and then you're never disappointed by the ending because you're disappointed by the middle.
Here before we go, I love beginnings of stories. I actually have like such a bias towards beginnings of stories that I think that when I think back on any trilogy that I've enjoyed or any like series of books that I've enjoyed, I always hold the first one in the highest esteem because I just love meeting the characters and the potential of what it could be.
I think that's a common trend though. Like looking at like the first seasons of lots of shows. And don't get me wrong, there's lots of bad first seasons. But like first seasons of a lot of shows, you're like, this introduced us to this world. They were fresh. They had lots of ideas. But once they have to expand on those ideas and keep putting out episodes or chapters, they kind of become dull or diluted or even just contrived.
Yeah, I think once you actualize into whatever it becomes, there's just so many more places to fuck up.
Exactly.
Like there's so much potential in the early stages.
When I was a kid, I loved reading. I read so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
Something about bookhead.
but I
right?
didn't have enough time to read.
Okay.
And also sometimes I just got bored.
Did you zoom into all of the different sections of the manga page?
Well, no, I was reading. I went through a Goosebumps phase. I was reading all the Goosebumps. And I would read about like maybe the first 20 to 30 pages, and I'm like, all right, let's get to the good part here.
I hate this.
And then I'd
I regret
skip
this.
to the
Oh
end of the
no!
book, and then I'd be like, all right, here's the climax. Let's get it.
I'm gonna have an aneurysm. Why? What is wrong with you? This and fucking story summaries. You are like such a weird beast.
Because let's just get to it, okay? I don't need all this, especially with horror books. I don't want all this like lead up.
The whole the entire meat of it.
Yeah, I don't
The
want
build up is all that matters.
I want you to introduce me to the characters, and then I want the climax.
You're so fucked. I think the one thing I came close to that with is I used to really like the choose your own adventure books.
Yeah.
And I definitely hit a dead end and went, let me just scan the page and see if there's like a point in this story I can skip into to not feel like I have to go all the way back to the beginning.
I don't feel like that's equivalent. I think that's just common sense. I feel
That's
like that's
natural?
just fair. If I hit a dead end, I'd be like, all right, turn the page. What's this ending?
I wanted to write those choose your own adventure books for a while. I actually
You
think they're
can supply Julian with them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. uh, I mean, I still love writing. I still like want to go back to writing in a pretty meaningful way at some point in my life. It's just
Write me some sick Digimon fan fiction.
yeah.
I will read some good Digimon fan fiction.
Okay, I'll see what I can cook up.
Okay. With Suzune.
Suzune, oh god. Digimon loves moms. She doesn't even have the anime mom haircut, you know, the ponytail off to one side. How do I know she's gonna die in the second act?
Yeah, but she's got mom jeans on.
She does have mom jeans.
They're
on.
so high.
She also has pearls, which I only see in anime moms.
And I'm pretty sure she's got an engagement ring on, or a wedding ring.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's an engagement ring, that's spicy.
Or a promise ring.
Oh god. Wait, hold on. She can't be a mom and have a promise ring.
Well, she might not be a mom.
Oh.
She just looks like a
You
mom.
think that she's just old?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure old women in anime don't exist. They're only moms and dead.
Okay, so along with those new cards, they also posted a relationship chart in the league's Discord.
Okay.
And her connection to the Dinomon tamer is
She's Dino Mom's mom?
no.
She's the Dino King?
She thinks he's just a kid, and he thinks that she's a hot mom or something like that.
You're saying to the tamer, like to the...
Yeah, like so the Suzune,
Yeah.
the tamer, thinks that Ryutaro, who is the Dinomon guy,
Okay.
she's like, he's just a kid, and he's like, she's hot AF, bro.
But they're both actually Digimon tamers secretly.
Well, I don't know if it's a secret.
Well, to each other.
Why is that a secret to each other?
They don't know.
Why don't they know?
But I'm not saying... You're telling me the story.
I'm not telling you they don't know.
But they think that the other is just a random guy or just like... Just
No,
a...
they met in Liberator.
Oh, they do know. Okay, they know that they're Digimon. I don't know the story of Liberator. I keep forgetting that Bandai released a comic where we live in this fantasy world where a Digimon simulator exists.
Yeah. That could be us. No, okay, to be fair, this story isn't out yet. They just posted the relationship chart with these new characters. And then the one girl is just like, every one of her arrows ends off with mad respect, yo.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. It's like she thinks she's a bad
Bad bitch?
yeah, no.
Do you not want to swear on this Christian podcast?
No, I can't remember what it said, but it said something like bad boss girl or something.
Okay.
Because obviously the relationship chart wasn't swearing. The Bandai posted, it's like bad boss woman, mad respect. And then there was an arrow to like, I think it was like winner or something. He's like, she thinks he's a nerd, mad respect. It just ended everything with mad respect.
That's pretty funny, actually. I mean, if it's worth reading, I should really get over my vertical scroll hate and just give it a try. Especially if it's short.
Yeah, it's short right now.
Yeah.
And you get to look through it and wait for one of these cheaters to show up. Be like, hey, you didn't have that much memory, you dirty, filthy cheater. All right, let's call it there for the night.
All right.
And we'll see you all next week.
Thank you all for listening to the Errata Sonata, and we'll be back in a period of time.
You can find us on Twitter at Errata Sonata. No, on Twitter it's just Errata Sonata.
Yeah, I know. I didn't say anything.
Okay. We have 63 followers. I think 62 of them are bots.
Do you actually?
We actually have 63 followers. I went on the other day. I was like, how do we get so many followers?
How do we have 63 followers that we haven't posted
They
yet?
are all bots.
Okay, are they actually?
Yes. No, I went through every single one of them. Well, not every single. I went through
You
5
should have
of them.
asked them if they would send you Digimon cards.
I went through 5 of them, and they're just like, they don't have any posts or anything. But I don't understand why.
But neither do we, so.
I don't understand why we have them all following us.
Okay, or you can email us at erasnotapodcast@gmail.com. And where can they find us, Noah?
They can find us on Spotify. They can find us on YouTube. They can find us on Apple Music.
I'm sorry. Should we... This is sinful. Should we check if our boy, our one true believer, has posted on our YouTube page?
Yes, pause the tapes.
Pause the tape. Stop the count. Stop the steal. I can't believe it. Betrayal.
That's it. We're canceling the podcast.
Yeah, no comments on our YouTube page. We're shutting it down.
Yeah, we are canceled.
We are officially canceled. Well, anyways, I think that is where we will actually call it. But we will be back in an undetermined amount of time. And hopefully we'll be more regular after one or both of us gets married. You'll find out more about this cliffhanger. Perhaps never.
On the next episode of... Wait, you'll find out more. But
Period.
not about that cliffhanger.
I hate this. You're such a bad dude.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I just found out I can't access the Spotify app anymore.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Good night, everyone.